right, good morning, everyone, and TGIF. Welcome to the beginning of the weekend. I am going to try to get you caught up on as much as I can this morning on what's happening in and around Central Vermont. Yes, we're going to be talking about Mike Tyson. Yes, we're going to be talking about the battle in Barrie. We have a lot to get to. From Fly on the Wall Productions, Facebook and YouTube is where we are live. It's where we're streamed each and every morning, Monday through Friday, on the web at airedoutVT.com. Let's see, upper 20s for most of us this morning, 45 later, and sunny. It's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be a beautiful night. 28 tonight and clear skies. Saturday, upper 40s, partly sunny. Sunday looks good. Upper 40s, mostly sunny. If you got projects outdoors, you're going to be in luck this weekend to get them buttoned up. National Clean Your Fridge Day. Clean out your fridge. A couple of years ago, I went live, streaming live from my kitchen and cleaned out the fridge live on Facebook, just as a joke. I have no idea why I was doing that. Sherilyn got involved, and we got into a little tiff back and forth about what was in my fridge that needed to be thrown out, what needed to be saved, what could be safely consumed, and almost 7,000 people saw that. I can't understand it. Birthdays today: Fred McCullough, Mitchell J. on the list, Marcia Mayo, Pete Coleman, Amanda Laird, Rick Hutchinson, Trevor Greening, Sheila Taylor, Christy Dusablon, and my good friend, and we have been friends for a long time, Rusty Deweese on the birthday list today. Facebook.
Birthday, Rusty.
Yeah, Rusty's on the list.
He's such a good dude.
Isn't he a great guy, Rex?
Yeah, he is. I like
Good morning, buddy. Man, I got to tell you, you look really good, buddy. And I'm not just saying that.
You know,
you look really good.
I've been taking my health a lot more seriously, unlike my wife. I hope she's listening to this.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually going to stop my whole health thing because I don't want her to die before me.
Yeah.
No, I've changed a lot of things. I've done. So I used to go to the doctor and ask him questions, and that's just stupid. Mm-hmm. Because their answer to
lower that mic down just a little bit. Yeah, there you go.
So, is that better? Yeah. Perfect. So I used to go to the doctor, and their solution to everything was, give me a pill. Here's a blood pressure pill. So my biggest thing right now that I've been tracking is my inorganic salt levels inside of my body. That's a huge cause for bloating, stuff like that, and it also affects your heart. So I got a new scale. It's an AI scale. And so what you do is you grab your hands, you hold it out, and you stand on it. It measures and it does a 3D scan of your entire body. And what it does, it measures your extracellular water levels, your intracellular water levels, your inorganic salt levels, body fat mass, trunk mass, what your right arm weighs, what your left arm weighs, and where you can focus on your visceral fat levels, your subcutaneous fat levels. So you can focus on all of that stuff. I get a lot of people because, a lot of people don't realize when I was an athlete. I feel like I was an athlete. I used to wrestle. I did a lot of martial arts. And then one day I kind of stopped doing everything. And it seemed like it was overnight. But one day I was 259 pounds. And I was like, holy shit. And I didn't realize how fat I was until one day I went to Florida and we swam with the manatees down there.
Yeah.
And they make you put on a wetsuit. And at this point, I'm still full of ego and shit like this. And I think I'm the best looking male model on the planet even at 259 pounds with 13-inch round ankles. So we get back. I was like, this is so much fun swimming with these manatees. And then we get back to the surf shop and they're like, buy a video of you swimming with manatees. And I look up on this big screen and here's this fat manatee trying to crawl itself out of the water. And that's when I realized that's not a manatee. That was me. I was like, I had never seen myself from that view. I was so embarrassed because there was hundreds of people on this tour. And I was like,
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's what I look like. And I put a fucking wetsuit, like a shrinky. You could see every roll, everything on me, and I was like, no way. I went home. That was the first time I had weighed myself in 3 years, and I weighed 259 pounds.
Chris Massey, you have him. He's laughing so hard about you right now this morning. You got a couple of beautiful comments filled with love here. One's from Patrick Lucy, who says, "Does Rex get a discount on haircuts?" Chris Massey saying head polish is expensive.
I get it.
Listen, you and I are going to be talking about a lot of stuff today.
Right.
We're gonna go there. I want to get to some headlines first. Get them out of the way. Debbie Davis Hunt is going to be joining us.
Super good lady.
Great lady. On the line. Alice Farrell is just tuned in this morning. They want to link.
Hey, you know who else is watching?
Where's the link to this scale? They want that in the comments.
Oh, it's called the Hume Health. Hume Health. It's an expensive scale. It can be pesky to hook up. I actually bought the first one. It didn't hook up properly, and they sent me a brand new one.
All right.
So, but it's Hume Health.
Okay. All right. Just a quick check of sports scores here. Eagles are still on top of the NFC East. Took out the Commanders last night in Thursday Night Football, 26-18. Let's see. Bruins fell to the Stars last night, 7-2. What do we have for the schedule today on Friday? Let's see. I'm just glancing here. Anything that's really for not really. No, nothing. Other than, and maybe it's done that way. I mean, no one's going to be watching NBA tonight or NHL. I mean, maybe some people will, but everyone's going to be watching Mike Tyson and Logan Paul, which we're going to talk about. We're going to get to that this morning.
Hey, Nana's watching.
Who?
Nana. Say hi to Nana.
Who's Nana?
Nana Dindy.
Who's Nana Dindy?
She's my mother-in-law. She's actually more of a mother to me.
Well, haven't met her. God bless her, though. Putting up with your shit.
Lived in Barrie her whole life. I know. I don't know how. I don't know how my father-in-law didn't kill me when I was younger.
I'm just.
I would have put me in a hole if I were,
Yeah.
and been like, get the fuck away from my daughter.
I'm getting a phone call right now from the insurance company. It's
Bobby
coming,
Bartlett.
No. I'm getting a phone call right now from the insurance company representing the drunk driver that crashed into my house.
Do they want my bid to go up?
Should I answer it? I'm tempted to answer it.
No, I wouldn't.
Right now.
I would not. We got too much to cover right now.
Ben & Jerry's is suing its parent company Unilever for trying to prevent them from issuing pro-Palestinian statements.
Oh my God.
Ben & Jerry's claims the actions of Unilever breached a 2022 agreement between the parties. The lawsuit also alleges that Unilever tried to break up the Ben & Jerry's independent board, which controls the company's public messaging. Unilever rejects the allegations, but says it will not be commenting any further. What a freaking mess. God.
People make so many problems out of shit. Had nothing to do with them.
I got a chance to see Ben. I actually sat next to Ben during a funeral a couple of months ago.
Oh, no shit.
And afterwards...
you went to a swinger party over at Diddy's?
Afterwards, I asked Ben, I'm like, so, how are things, how are things going with everything? Unilever and otherwise. And all he did was he just turned and looked at me and he went, and that was it.
Oh.
Which says a lot. It can say a lot.
Stressing him out.
2 people have been arrested for allegedly assaulting state troopers in St. John's Bury. Troopers responded to East
They
Street
shot him
Wednesday night on reports of people yelling and mentioning a shotgun. When state police arrived, 21-year-old Anthony Fisk of New Hampshire and 19-year-old juvenile from St. Johnsbury allegedly attacked the troopers. No serious injuries reported. The suspects are charged with assaulting a protected professional and resisting arrest. Protected professional. What? Okay.
Well, Keegan, did you see Keegan's comment?
No. Let's see. You guys talk about the cage issues yet. Shit's getting heavy, and I hope Tyson wins, but it's like a 3% chance.
Yeah.
Keegan, we haven't talked about the cage issues yet, but we are going to go there.
100%.
100%. Francine is saying hi to you this morning. People are happy to see you on the air, Rex.
I know this is something we should do every Friday morning.
Hey, do me a favor. If you get a chance, grab that pen, scribble Keegan's phone number down on that paper for me, so that I can call him.
I don't have his phone.
All right. Let's see.
I talked to him through Facebook.
What else do we have? A convenience store clerk who allegedly fired gunshots at 2 fleeing robbers has been charged with assault.
100%. We teach that in self-defense. If somebody's running away, you can't shoot at them. If somebody's on the ground, you don't kick them in the face. It's just you won. That's you. It is what it is. That's the way our laws are written. That's the way it is these days. You shoot someone running away, you're going to jail.
Apparently, he handed over the money to a pair of juveniles who held up the Shell station on Williston Road last week.
Remember when that happened at Longchamps?
I don't.
Kids ran in, stole beer. They kept doing it to old man Longchamp. He was a drunk. And they would run in there, and they'd dash in and grab beer, and then they'd run out. This was in the 80s. And so Longchamp store up in Graniteville. Well, they were fleeing in a car, and he ran out of the store. He was sick of being robbed and started shooting into the car, and he shot one of the girls in through the neck.
Killed her?
No, she ended up living, but he got no.
Where was this?
Right in Graniteville, Longchamp store in Graniteville. He was an old man, and he would be drunk behind there, and people would come in and steal shit from him, and he just got fed up with it, and he lost his cool and chased him out the door and shot into the car. I don't think he intentionally meant, and he didn't get because he was an older man, and that was the last of the store. They got rid of the store and all that stuff.
Apparently, it was his personal handgun that where he fired the shots from, and
Rex has that late night phone erotica voice. Well, I did used to do those 900 numbers. It was a side gig, make a little money.
Oh my God!
That's probably why you recognize my voice, Keegan.
You seeing all these comments coming in this
I
morning?
do.
Holy shit! Let's see. The driver of a SUV has serious injuries after a rollover crash in Woodbury. Police say the crash happened before noon yesterday, Route 14. The SUV was allegedly traveling at a high rate of speed when it left the roadway and overturned. The unidentified driver suffered injuries described as incapacitating by police, was rushed to the hospital for treatment. So there was some buzz about that on social media yesterday, that crash in Woodbury. Let's see, national headlines, and I'm just going to touch on them briefly here. Of course, one of the big ones, Donald Trump is nominating Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. The president-elect released a statement saying Americans are being crushed by the industrial food complex and drug companies who engage in deception, misinformation, and disinformation about public health, which is true. I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
You know how you solve that whole issue? Number one, you don't get the fucking government involved. Every time you ask the government to get involved, they're going to create 10 problems to solve one.
Yeah.
So here's a really easy solution. Go to your local fucking butcher, buy meat, vegetables, fruit, drink water and coffee, and you will have no health problems.
Yeah.
If you buy it and it's in a box, you're probably going to have health problems. If you're drinking 2 liters of Mountain Dew every single day, you're going to have health problems. If you're drinking beer and alcohol every single day, you're going to have health problems. We can solve our own health problems. We don't need other people to solve them for us. It takes discipline.
It does.
I run off the trails all the time. Like I went, and so I'm right back into it super heavy because I gained 10 pounds. I just stopped paying attention to what I was eating.
Yeah.
And, it's the pizza diet. We all love the fucking pizza and wings, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so then you got to just keep track of it. That's all.
Well,
Be conscious of it.
I think there's some, I think going forward, we all know that Big Pharma is totally corrupt. And
Everybody's
I hope
corrupt.
this gets nipped in the ass.
Everybody's corrupt. I like the Nate Diaz. Everybody's on roids. Everybody's corrupt. It's crazy.
Elon Musk says he'll receive no compensation for his work heading into the new Department of Government Efficiency under President Trump. The tech billionaire wrote on his social platform X that it will require tedious work, and he expects to, quote, make lots of enemies. Elon, if you're listening this morning, you already have lots of enemies. You're going to have even more. The FBI says...
Female body inspector.
Yes.
Yes. Remember those old shirts back in the day in high school?
God.
Well, you can say that now.
Can you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. You saw who we got elected. You can say whatever you want these days. Doesn't even matter anymore.
Now you're being referred to as Dr. Rex. Jesus Lord. The FBI says it arrested an ISIS supporter in the Houston area. This guy's been...
Only one?
Been charged with attempting to provide material support to ISIS. Court documents say that he was also targeting a Houston area military or Houston area military members.
Okay, so that's...
Synagogues and the Israeli consulate office.
So there is a special forces soldier...
Wow.
...that lives in Texas, and the FBI, his name is Tim Kennedy. He was a UFC fighter. He was part of 7th Special Forces Group. He was part of Afghanistan when they shut down Afghanistan. He went over there on his own to help get people out and stuff like that. He was part of the State Department sent him, but he's a legit Tier 1 operator. So the FBI went to him. This was recently, and they told him, they're like, hey, ISIS is making plans to come after you. And that guy got so excited. He went online. He's like, here is my address. This is where I live. Please come. I used to stack your bodies overseas, and I would much rather do it right here at home. His wife was so mad that he posted their address and everything, but the dude's legit. Like, there's not...
Oh, my God.
They don't even have... The ISIS people don't even have that level of tier operators to even... They would have to send a swarm of probably 1,000 guys to get that dude. One dude's not taking that guy out.
We have an 18-year-old in California. There's a lot of stuff going on in national news.
Well, there's 330 million crazy people here.
He's pleading guilty to making nearly 400 swatting calls across the United States. Alan Filion pleaded guilty to 4 counts of making interstate threats to injure the person of another. In some of his swatting calls, that's what it says here, that he claimed to have planted bombs in the locations or threatened to detonate them or conduct mass shootings. 18 years old. He's got his whole life ahead of him, and he just fucked it up. Measles cases are up worldwide. Deaths from measles, however, are down. New report from the World Health Organization. 20% worldwide is what the rise has been between 2022 and 2023, but deaths dropped 18%. These are just some of the headlines this morning. We have an Olympic gold medal winning skier that is coming out of retirement ahead of the 2026 Winter Games in Italy, Lindsey Vonn. I saw this morning. She won gold in the downhill in
Is there just no
2010.
young athletes coming up?
I guess not.
I mean, we got to bring Mike Tyson back at
She's
this point.
40 years old.
She's crazy.
She's 40 years old. The last time she competed was 2019.
40's a new 30. 50's a new 40.
Oh, my God.
My metabolic age right now is like 32.
You know who's going to be thrilled that she's coming out of retirement is Rusty DeWeese. He's had
Really?
the hot, oh God, he's been hot for Lindsey Vonn for a long time. We have a former NFL linebacker that's being charged with engaging in a series of assaults on law enforcement during the January 6th attack on the Capitol. Leander Williams, arrested.
He'll be pardoned.
He was just, of course he will. He was just arrested. He's
Blanket pardons for everybody.
He's facing charges of assaulting officers, civil disorder, and disorderly conduct.
That's how you support that thin blue line. You assault them. And then pardon their ass.
He was identified by the FBI following tips dating back to 2022. Fifth-round draft pick for the Detroit Lions in 2016. Played in 14 career games. Well, yeah, but still.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just shows there was all kinds there. It is what it is.
Yeah. What else am I seeing? Advance Auto Parts is closing more than 700 locations nationwide. A business restructuring plan, also known as bankruptcy. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest.
Yep.
4,800 locations nationwide, though. I think they're going to be all right. Some good news this morning, Rex. We're getting ready for the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. Its big debut next month. 74-foot Norway spruce. It's going up. 50,000 LED lights. Are you going to be watching this live on the TV
how the
with
hell does
Brenda?
that affect my life in any way?
It's going to affect your life, Rex, because you are going to be snuggled up with Brenda on the couch.
I love snuggling up on my wife.
Under your fleecy blanket. With a cup of hot cocoa, and you're going to be watching this
I don't
tree
drink cocoa. There's too much sugar in it.
go up at Rockefeller Center. You're going to be doing that. That's how it's going to impact your life. Right there.
I just don't think so, man. I think it's going to be me and you snuggling and watching the Rockefeller. Well, she watches some stupid shit show like a chef show or... That's the real story, JD.
Yeah. I obviously I want to.
It's only gay if you look him in the eyes.
Oh my God! Wow. I want to see if we can get poor Debbie Davis Hunt on the line with us this morning. She's got to deal with you, Rex.
Yes.
Good morning, Debbie.
Good morning.
Hey, you're live on the air. Rex Thompson is here with me, so just brace
How
yourself.
you doing, Debbie?
I'm doing awesome, other than I'm either going to march my butt right up to school or I'm going to call school and ream them out the second time that a vehicle has passed my little grandson's bus, and I am like over the top.
Where?
Oh.
Where was this? Where's this?
I live on a huge hill up on Osborne Road, and it's like I said, it's the second time, and I put him on the bus most mornings, and it was freezing out, so I was out there. I had, we had coat, jacket, the whole 9 yards, hat, and my phone was in my pocket. Unfortunately, because it was so darn cold out, I didn't catch the plate. It was a dark blue SUV with out-of-state plates. That's all I know. So that was the way my day started.
What color was the plate?
It was like white and blue.
All right.
So like Connecticut, probably.
Probably Connecticut. God.
But it happened so fast. And Miss Sherry is awesome. It's the second time it's happened this year already. And she's amazing. I mean, she lays on the horn.
Yeah.
But the bus doesn't have cameras, and they need cameras. So
absolutely.
You can bet that I'm going to pitch a fit.
Raise some hell. Well, listen.
You know what they could do is they could cut the budget for the cell phones that they pay for all the teachers, because we don't need them anymore. COVID's over, and we shouldn't still be footing the bill for all of that. And maybe they could put cameras in there for safety reasons instead of a luxury reason. Just saying, it's a budget item.
No, I concur wholeheartedly. I didn't even know they did that.
These days.
They've got to get this stuff on camera. I mean, the dash cam. I've got a dash cam.
Right.
I mean, so many people are. There's no excuse to not have a dash cam on a school bus.
I concur wholeheartedly, and
They're
I'm either going
to install and for safety reasons.
They're $50, Rex.
Right.
Yeah.
Mine was $50. The thing is friggin' awesome. Turns on every time my car comes on.
Wow, I would not mind that either, actually. But
well, listen, Rex and I were just having a fight. I won.
Of course wish you one.
about where this craft fair is. I say U32. He says Williamstown. What do you say, Debbie?
I say we're going to be at the Canadian Club, and
Oh my God!
how's that? We're going to be at the Canadian Club.
Debbie won.
Debbie won. November 16th. And then I want to talk about a couple of the others too.
You said the 16th. You said the 16th. That's tomorrow.
Yes, it's tomorrow, and we have well over.
Debbie always does
people.
a nice craft fair. I used to run the Moose Club, and they did the craft fair that came up there. It was always a good time.
Yeah.
Lots of great stuff up there.
Definitely.
Made locally.
We have a lot of fun. Yep,
Remember, we've been bitching
locally.
about China and everything else? Well, here's a chance to buy local from your neighbors.
Yes, right.
Absolutely. And we have the entire Canadian Club packed. There are a few vendors, but like 90% is all crafters. And they do luncheon from 11 to 1. And actually, I was blessed by General Mills. I worked for General Mills for 10 years, and I retired early because I was driving 4,018 miles a month. And I delved deeper into my jewelry that I love, and I'm having a really fun time with it. And I travel all over Vermont and New York and New Hampshire with my jewelry. So that was a fun thing. Yeah. And what I do is I do Facebook events. I do Front Porch Forum. I do promos daily on the Facebook events so that it generates more interest for my people, because I have a lot of really faithful followers. And
Debbie, if you ever need some help with the advertising, our Donnybrook page has thousands of local followers from Rutland, Barrie, all over. You can absolutely use our resource to
cool.
help
Donnybrook,
get that out.
perfect. I think I probably might.
Wait a second, Rex. What about aired out? I mean,
Absolutely. She should use every resource to get the word out. These are local people. These are the people we want to support, right? Because they support us.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
They're mostly all Barrie, Central Vermont people.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this for 12 years.
Wow, Debbie.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Well, you and I have done B4B. Like, I started 8 years ago. And you and I've done B4B 8 years at least, right? Is that close? I checked with Lynn this morning because of when hers was, and that's when I started. And even Glenn's coming over tomorrow.
You're making me feel so old right now, Debbie.
I know.
God.
I'm making me feel old that I retired early from General Mills.
Jeez.
So
Wow. All right. So Canadian Club tomorrow till what time?
9 to 3.
9 to 3.
Nice.
Yep.
All right.
Hey, you know,
luncheon.
Debbie, next summer, you should bring your craft fair. We do a fair at the Old St. Sylvester's Church once a month. We started doing at the gym up there. It's an outdoor event. People set up tents, and it's right after our kickboxing class.
Right. I know. And I fully intend to. I just was booked. Like, I go to New York.
Right.
As an
No, this was
example.
just our first year this was Lucas's first year doing this. So, but I always put the word out to people.
Oh, no, totally. I fully intend to, and I've already joined the group, so to speak. But it's hard for me because when I can go to New York and have a 300 women symposium, that's pretty good sized.
Can Rex and I come to that 300-woman symposium sometime?
Of course you can. Of course you could.
All right.
They'd love it too. I don't know what your craft would be though, maybe.
Listen, Debbie, I'm always watching what you're doing. I'm trying to pay attention to you, but if there's something that you need to make sure that you want it well promoted, get in touch with me, all right?
I will. Now, the next one is the Barrie Elks on 11/23 and 11/24. And I advertise, again, everywhere. And I do promos daily. And that one is 9 to 3 Saturday 11:23, and Sunday 11:24 is 10 to 3 because Barry's such a Catholic town. And I advertise that one as different people, different days, because I have a lot of people that do Saturday only. So I bring in different people on Sunday, which is super fun. We get kind of a diverse mix, if that makes sense.
Sure.
So I have to ask you, because as a kid, every Sunday I spent my Sunday mornings over at St. Monica's Church with my grandparents. That was like my daily thing. And after that, I just remember all of the people leaving. I remember running into the people. My favorite time was to go over to Dunkin' Donuts and get my lemon donut my grandfather got for us every time after. Is that still a thing? Like, is it as big as it used to be? That place was packed every Sunday.
Yeah. Yep. And then they head out after church, and Mike Marinelli is absolutely awesome. He's already booked me for 2025
That's
for next
awesome.
year, for next November, because he got hold of me the other day. I was sitting in traffic, and fortunately I do have Bluetooth, and he says, I didn't recognize the number, but I picked it up, and he said, when's Thanksgiving next year? And I'm like, who the heck is this? And then it dawned on me after he kept talking, I got the voice. So I figured it out. But he serves luncheon at the Elks from 11 to 1.
Nice.
All right.
And then I'm going to ask for one more favor soon. 12th annual Old Labor Hall.
Yeah.
Huge, huge, huge. We've done that. This is the 12th annual coming up. And that one, because the year is kind of messed up, is 11:30 and 12:1.
Okay.
And again, we have different people, different days. I bring in different people on Sundays. And we are very, very, very blessed. We have the best luncheon in town, and it's Tasty Bites LLC.
Oh, yeah.
But Lisa
that's awesome.
won't be the, I know, freaking A, I love it.
Lisa is she is such a great lady.
She's a go-getter.
Yeah.
And she won't be there this year because she'll be busy at her restaurant.
Yeah.
She'll be swamped at her restaurant.
Well, I know
we have the best lunch in town.
Yeah. I know tomorrow morning they've got a Hunter's breakfast that's starting at like 4:30 or something like that.
Yeah, 4 to 7. I've already shared it for her because I adore her.
Yes.
But my favor that I'd like to put out there, I did put it on my event page, is I need somebody to serve this year. So it would need to be a late teenager or young person, because we have to have somebody to serve, and they'd be compensated, obviously.
Yeah.
But nobody's stepped up yet on the Old Labor Hall doing that. It would probably be 11 to 1:30 both days.
How do people what's the best way to get in touch with you if they're listening right now and they want to help out?
Right on the Facebook page would be the best way to do it. It's 12th Annual Old Labor Hall.
Okay.
And that, again, it's the same because of Catholics in Barrie, which I love. It's 9 to 3 on Saturday, and we're jam-packed. And then it's 10 to 3 on Sunday. And we have Barry Hayes coming down from Lindenville with background music. He is freaking awesome. He does like Jim Croce. I mean, just background music, not loud, not, terrible. But he's really great at it. And we enjoyed the music.
Debbie, you guys really ought to seriously consider having Rex Thompson be one of your vendors. I showed up at Rex's house one night, very late at night, and walked in, and there I found him sitting on his couch with his little blanket on his lap, and he had his readers on, and he was crocheting the most beautiful blanket that I've ever seen.
You're such a douchebag because I used to crochet. I'd crochet. My grandmother taught me how to crochet, and my grandmother taught me how to do ceramics.
See,
I used to crochet, but
I'm
don't
not making
anymore.
Debbie,
That was
I'm
a
not
thing
making
before.
this up.
That was a thing before. I mean, I don't do it anymore.
I'm
Stop.
not making this up. I am not making this up. He is one of the most amazingly talented crocheters.
I don't know about that. I've
is-
never made anything above one of them hot plate things.
There's a soft side. There's a soft side to this gentle giant that a lot of people don't see, and that's one of them right there. He's an amazing crafter. He
That's
gets
my
his
little
little
dog.
he gets his little doilies together and his
Yes, doilies. That's what. Yeah.
and his glue gun, and he sprinkles a little bit of glitter on things.
The only time I get glitter on me is when I'm at the stripper club
Lord help me.
by some
and I
girl
gotta
named
give kudos.
Mercedes. You know
gotta
it
give-
too.
I gotta give kudos to Rex with the kids. That is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome. I
Yeah.
want Bennett in on that soon.
So the kids, actually, Sophia Hayes, the fighter, the female fighter, Sophia Hayes from Granite City, has taken over the little kids class. They absolutely love her. I'm going to do a video here probably next week. I'm going to go live just because it's so fun to watch how excited these kids come when they come into the gym. And she always ends it with dance freeze. So all the little kids start dancing inside of there. And then when the music stops, they have to like stand still.
I love that.
But it's just great watching all the little kids just smile and dance.
Let
and
me know when that is because
Mondays
Tracy,
and Wednesdays at 4:15 to
Okay.
4:50.
Okay, Tracy Haynes is one of my regulars
Yep.
that does all.
Yeah,
my
she does
events,
all
and
it.
I
She
love
comes
her.
over. All of her
daughters-
girls come and train
Yeah,
under me also.
her daughters. Yeah, her daughters go to that, and I want to get Bennett in on it sooner
I'm
or
related
later
to
here.
Bill
Bill who?
Haynes.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm
Jan
sorry.
was my wife's aunt, Doug and Jan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah.
And I also have to put in a huge plug. I couldn't do all this without Wendy Ducey. She is simply amazing, and I do like a lot, a lot. But she does all the posters, and I couldn't do it all without her. So I got to put in a huge plug for Wendy Ducey. She's amazing. I do all the background crap, but she helps out too. Road signs, everywhere.
Debbie, thank you so much for coming on with us this morning.
No problem. Thank you for letting me come on, and I'm going to consider that Donnybrook promotion highly.
Well, listen, you stay in touch with both of us, and
I will.
we're always
I
The
will.
more exposure we can get for you,
yeah,
the better
the
it'll
better.
be.
Always ready to
you.
have you on the air. Next time, Debbie, I want you. Let's come in and have you sit in here.
Definitely, especially with you and Rex. I got to see these faces.
Let me tell you, this man this morning, and if you were in here this morning, this is what you would smell: coffee and perfume.
He's lying. He could
He-
smell my testosterone a mile away.
This guy has the most. It's almost like a lavender perfume. You smell like a beautiful woman, Rex.
He's lying through his teeth.
We'll see
I
you
am
soon, Debbie.
sure. All right,
That is
talk
his
to you later.
Camilla tea and his estrogen.
Listen, we got to get to this morning. In case you've had any doubts whether Jake Paul, Mike Tyson was real, if it was going to happen.
Oh, you're talking about the fake slap yesterday.
All of those doubts can be thrown out the window. This is going to happen tonight. It was not a fake slap, Rex. That was a real.
That was a WWF slap if you've ever seen one.
They had to
You
be.
sound like my grandfather. No,
They
that's
had
real
to be.
right there.
Did you
can't
see
fake
that last night? They had to be separated.
Yeah. The problem is, okay, and I'm going to give you my prediction. Jake Paul's going to win that fight. Jake
Okay.
Paul, they gave Jake Paul in the contract. Not only Jake Paul starts with an advantage. He's 40 years younger than him?
31 years
Yeah,
younger.
so he's
Jake-
younger. He's an athletic kid.
He's 27.
Yeah.
And
I don't want to fight no 27-year-old kid at my age. It's just like Keegan said it best. The first thing to go with age is reaction.
Yeah.
So yeah, he does have speed and he looks great on pads, and people that don't understand fighting, they're like, "Oh, wow, he's still an animal." No, those are pads.
Yeah.
There's no reaction time to pads.
Tyson's 58 years old, bro.
Yeah, dude.
58
So
years old.
so what they did is
But
in the
look how good he looks.
Yeah, absolutely.
He looks amazing.
He's still not a 27-year-old kid.
Well, that's what many people are saying.
Yep. So
Many.
I love Tyson, and I hope he knocks Jake Paul out. But they put 16-ounce gloves on him. They have in the contract that if he knocks him out in the first round, he doesn't get paid. So if Tyson knocks him out in the first round, every round, it's a pay scale for every round that he goes without knocking him out, that he gets more and more and more money. So all of the whole contract is geared towards Jake Paul to win this fight.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Why do you think I wouldn't eat 16-ounce gloves? Come on. But yeah.
Tyson weighed in at 228.4 pounds. Jake Paul, 227.2.
Yep. He's a big kid, man, and he's got skill. So what a lot of people, they just think he's a YouTuber, but the guy's got so much money. He's getting with the best trainers in the world, and he's training 6-7 days a week. How can you not be good when you're doing that?
It's his dream to be the heavyweight champ.
Yeah, I think he started too late in life. So the thing with boxing, that's cool. He's going to do his little promotion thing, and maybe later on he might be able to beat a legit boxer or something like that. But boxers coming up through that are world champions, the Floyd Mayweathers, started when they were little kids.
Josh is saying, what if Tyson goes full defensive, though?
Still takes cardio. It still takes cardio. You don't have that cardio at 58 years old.
Massey says he'll gas out if no knockout in round 1.
That's right. Yep. And then Jake Paul's going to piece him apart, and it's going to be sad. I'm afraid of that. I really am.
I mean, did you see
Tyson
Jake Paul crawl up in Tyson's face?
Yeah. He's not scared of him.
You got a little too close there, Bob.
Yeah. They got to put on a show. It's a lot of money. They have to make that money, so you have to promote the show. That's how you do it.
A lot of people holding Iron Mike back.
Yep.
Yesterday.
I mean, I wouldn't fight with that dude.
Tyson says all the talk is over.
Yep.
He must die, is what Jake Paul responded with.
Oh God.
He must die. By far the most contentious part of the
Why does it, if he thinks he's so good, why isn't he fighting Wilder? Someone like Wilder, huh? Or even that chunky Mexican guy that won the fight him. No, you want to fight a 60-year-old man and come on.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of people are saying that. They're like, even if you win,
yeah, you beat up an old man.
You beat up an old man.
If you lost to an old man. It's a no-win situation.
It's a no. That's
why I love my size growing up.
Situation.
That's why I love my size. I would start a fight with anybody because it didn't matter if I won. I beat up a big guy. If I lost, it's because I was a little guy.
Do you think that just the fact that this fight is going to be happening, that this is kind of almost in a way kind of mocking the sport? Is it diluting the legitimacy of the boxing world?
Okay, the problem with the boxing world is boxing's been dying. They needed somebody to bring it back. Nobody was watching Floyd Mayweather anymore. Or actually, maybe they were. They would watch a heavyweight title fight. They'd see Floyd. They'd watch Wilder. But nobody else, name anybody else that's not a heavyweight champ or Floyd Mayweather. Most people don't even know.
Didn't Mayweather fight Jake Paul? Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Yes.
So, Mayweather played with him. So
how did that one turn out? I honestly don't remember.
Mayweather won.
Okay.
Yeah, that was just not even. And Mayweather's like half his size. He's just a little guy.
Yeah.
So, and he's just barely out of his prime. So imagine what a legit heavyweight would do to Jake Paul right now. So,
well, that's I think the bigger question right there. And
right.
you just said that.
Yeah.
Do you think that will happen next?
He will get low-level heavyweights. This is where I'm going with this. He's never going to be a world champ. He's never going to be
really?
Mike Tyson. No, because he started
late.
Judo, boxing has been around for so long.
Yeah.
Those guys that are champions, they've been training since they were little tiny kids. Floyd Mayweather was trained by his father who was a champion.
He was like 5.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So those guys, that's how, and then all the competitions that they do. Jake Paul is just starting to do competitions. These guys were doing competitions as little kids, 5 years old. They're doing Golden Gloves. They're doing regionals. They're doing the Olympics. Jake Paul is nowhere near that level, and he's too old to get to that level.
Tyson's 50-6 in professional boxing fights. New record's going to be set tonight. Going to be streamed on Netflix. 300 million subscribers.
Wow.
AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas.
That's awesome.
The big question will be, will you be watching?
Well, what time is tonight?
I mean, I think I think the fight. There's several fights.
Yeah,
I think
depends.
the first
I
ones
trained
started
on Friday night.
They start at like 5:30, but I think Tyson and Paul are supposed to be fighting somewhere around 8 o'clock. I think is.
I won't be home.
It's an estimate.
Yeah, I won't be home. I'm actually testing for my black belt December 6th, and so I've been training every Friday night up in Burlington with Sensei Ballard. He's an 8th degree black belt up there, so I've been training. I'm a brown belt under him.
Chris Ballard?
Yep, Crew Ballard. Yep.
Or Crew Ballard?
Up at UFAI. Chris Ballard, that's his, yes. He is I think they just awarded him his 7th or 8th degree black belt in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. So that's who I train my Japanese Jiu-Jitsu under. Lucas is a 2nd degree black belt under him.
Okay.
And I'm testing for my 1st degree. Just the night of the weigh-ins.
Okay. Jake Paul is using dead things for promotion tracks.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just trying
says
to pump up the
Josh.
fight.
By the way, speaking of Josh and Sarah Akers, you hear about Cass's truck?
That was Cass's truck that got stolen, the red one?
Yeah.
That's why it looks so familiar. No, I didn't know that was Cass's truck that got from Ballard's, right?
Yeah, back behind Pump and Pantry.
Yeah. Have they found it?
Josh will tell us right now. But there was some video that they posted up last night. Possibly a woman that stole it and is possibly somewhere in the vicinity.
Oh, are you talking about the same crazy lady that keeps nodding out in the middle of Williamstown? We won't mention her name, JP. She not yeah. How did she get it? She definitely didn't hotwire it.
I don't know.
But yeah,
I don't know.
That's I was wondering that. She's been an issue in Williamstown for quite a while.
He says no update yet. But apparently,
so why can't we do like we did in the 70s and buy them a bus ticket and put them on a bus and just like ship them to Florida?
Who?
These people.
Okay. That are stealing cars and
yeah, if you're not contributing to our society, move along.
Yeah.
Remember back in the day when the sheriff? I mean, we all watched Rambo. Get out of my town. Where are our sheriffs to do that? Just leave my town. Here's a bus ticket.
Yeah.
We have a bus ticket fund. I don't want to see you here around here again. Huh. I mean,
what's going on with, obviously we've talked a lot about Tyson, but Battle in Barrie is
December
coming.
7th.
December 7th.
Barrie
which
Auditorium.
Is really soon.
Yep.
Really soon.
Huge fight card. We have professional fight. Headlining is Chris Peralt, local guy. He is, these guys are fighting for a #1 contender fight for a title in February, March.
Okay.
So the winner of that is going to go on to fight for a title. It'll be a regional title. We have a couple guys. There's another hot prospect that everybody's watching right now at 170 pounds, and we'd like to book him versus Chris. But I don't know if it's going to happen for this title fight. But we'll see we'll see what happens. We'll try to negotiate it.
What happened with Chris recently?
What do you mean?
He just was in a huge event and.
Oh, combat. That was a little while ago. So, yeah.
A couple of months ago, right?
Yeah, that was down at Combat FC. He went down. He fought this guy. The guy's a jiu-jitsu legend. Vanderlei Silva actually was on Instagram wishing him luck. This guy was supposed to go to the UFC. He was 20-9 or 18-9. I can't remember, but he had like over 30 fights is what he had. And so a guy checked a kick and he broke his leg. And so this was his comeback. He was coming back because he wanted to see if he could actually make it back because he was on the verge of entering the UFC. He's a 2nd or 3rd degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He does seminars and everything else down in Brazil. He's part of Brazilian top team. And Chris TKO'd him in 1 and 18 seconds. 1:08. That soon as Chris hit him, the guy went in and tried to shoot in on him. Chris sprawled, got behind him, and beat the brakes off that poor guy. Yeah.
What was your reaction to that? You and Lucas.
Lucas, that was his plan. Lucas had a plan. This is what we're going to do. I guess Lucas's plan, I don't know what the fight game is, what their fight plans are. That's Lucas's job. I'm not involved in that. But I guess the fight plan was to keep it on the feet because he was Chris is a purple belt. That guy was a 2nd degree black belt. So, and Chris got his purple, you know how Chris got his purple belt, right? During a competition at our gym, as a blue belt, he submitted another gym owner, a black belt, in competition. So Lucas was forced to give him a purple belt. You can't have a guy going around as a blue belt beating black belts and not give him a purple belt. It's like it's one of those things. So the plan was to keep it on the feet, but what happened was when Chris kneed him in the stomach, it was hard, and so the guy instantly tried to take him down to the ground, and Chris is a high-level wrestler. He was like, yeah, no. No. Sprawled out, spun behind, and just beat the brakes off him. Chris is a problem. Chris has been a problem since he walked into our gym. I remember I was a purple belt when he walked in, and he was a nobody white belt, and he was beating the shit out of everybody. I was like, Luke, please give that guy a belt. This is ridiculous. But he's just his work ethic from coming from wrestling. He's never laid off on it. And he's just focused on fighting. And so he was 6-0 as an amateur. He's undefeated as a professional. So why not give the guy a title shot? So that's the main event we got going on. Chris Peralt, Mike Souza. Fucking great guy. Mike Souza's out of Team Link, New Hampshire, making his professional debut. So it's going to be a really good fight between.
We've seen Souza before.
Oh yeah, Mike Souza. Yep, we have. He just won a fight. He just won his last fight. Co-main event. Super tough guy Corey Norman is going to fight the local guy Ed Collins. They have fought before as amateurs. They fought in a title fight, and Ed got submitted in the first round, and it bugged the shit out of him under amateur rules. So he took time off, trained, won a bunch of amateur fights, came back. He goes, for my professional debut, I want a second shot at Corey. I think it was a fluke that he won. And, not a fluke. He's like, I know what I did wrong. I'm embarrassed by my performance. It made him put the nose to the grindstone, and he's just been blasting it at the gym. And, I guess we'll see. It's nerve-wracking. So we got a couple nerve-wracking fights. The third fight, we're bringing back Felipe Gunter. Felipe out of Maine, combat, Fitness First, MMA, First Class Fitness. That's what it is. First Class Fitness, John Rayo. They're going to be bringing some guys down, but he's fighting a super tough guy out of New York, out of Atlas Jiu-Jitsu under Edward Scissorhands. So I'm going to tell you how this all connects. So Edward Scissorhands, Edward Anthony, great dude over in New York, owns Atlas Jiu-Jitsu. He's got a professional guy, Tavon Thomas, who's 6-0 as an amateur, and he's making his professional debut against Gunter. So that's going to be a great fight. This weekend, Ed Anthony's going to New Jersey, and he has a super fight against Dennis Sherman, the guy that I had the super fight with.
Oh, yes.
At the Barrie Auditorium. So Dennis is going to New Jersey. So it's the whole fight community is a small, small world.
Felipe, last time he was up there.
So the biggest change was we changed sanctioning bodies. Once we changed sanctioning bodies, we went with a bigger sanctioning body, a more worldwide. They have like our ref. So our ref is Kevin McDonald from the UFC. So we have a UFC ref coming down. All of our judges are either Bellator or PFL right now. So once we switched to the bigger sanctioning, and bringing in professional referees from the UFC and stuff, we all of a sudden got a lot of gyms that came back to us. we have a lot of fighters to pull from at this point because of and Joe Wall, the head of the regional director from ISKA, has just been super helpful. Just a really really good guy. He keeps his business in the lane. They come there, they sanction the show, and they focus on sanctioning, and that's it. So that's a huge stress reliever for the fighters and stuff like that.
What are you saying to Chris Massey? Are you saying, Massey, you need to be there? What are you saying to Glenn Brummert? Brummert, you need to make this your first battle in Barrie. What are you saying to anyone who's never been to a battle in Barrie?
Just come to one. That's it. Just like smoking crack. Everybody in Barrie smoked crack. Remember the first time? You were never addicted to crack till the first time you smoked it. Well, our shows are just like crack. First time you go, you're hooked.
Do you remember my first time?
Smoking crack? No. Obviously, you're not doing it anymore. Look at the size of you. Crack's the real diet around here.
Do you remember my first time coming up to a battle in
Yes. Barrie? You were so amazed. You couldn't fathom. Like, I couldn't explain what it is. You have to see it firsthand.
Yeah.
We have the professional MC. We used you forever. We loved having you. But we now use Justin Manning.
He's excellent.
Justin Manning just won a Golden Globe. He's the MC for the New York Mets.
Yeah.
So just
top brass.
Yeah.
Top brass.
Yeah. So these are all. We also have guys coming from Glover Teixeira and Alex Pereira's gym that are coming up. They're going to be doing. They got some kickboxing that they're doing up here. So maybe Glover and Alex will be up here. If I can match up a few of Felipe's guys, Felipe Silva will be back up here. We had Devin Powell from the UFC. He was up here last time. People were sitting in the VIP and they had no clue they were sitting right next to UFC fighters.
What about Pina? John Pina.
John Pina, not this show, but we'd like to get him back doing a title fight probably in one of the next shows.
Okay.
We would love to have John. I really do. I like that guy.
What's the best way to secure some tickets?
Okay, 2 ways. Locally, you can get them from your fighter. If you are a long distance away or whatever, you get online, and there's a name drop selection. If you select your fighter, your favorite fighter, and you click on that and you buy your tickets, that gives that fighter credit for those tickets being purchased.
Good.
The next place locally where you can get tickets is Harrington's Food and Gas up on Corey Hill. You'll see the big poster up there. Just ask to buy some tickets, and they will get you tickets up there.
Okay.
Call me. You get a hold of our Donnybrook page. Our DonnybrookFP.com is our website. You can get our VIP pay-per-view links. The front row VIP is already sold out. There's only a few second row tables left.
Okay. I want to ask you something on the air.
Yeah.
Glenn Brummert, one of our most devoted
Yes.
listeners. He's watching and listening right now.
Perfect. How are we doing, Glenn?
By the way, if Barcelona Construction doesn't go up there and fix his window, I'm going to put you in a chokehold right now.
I'm so trying, my man.
I'm going to choke you out, and I'll do it.
I know, and I feel horrible because I need to get up there. We're working from dawn to dusk, man.
Whatever I have to do to get Brummert there, I'll do it.
Perfect.
Okay.
Uber.
The old fella.
We'll send an Uber to get him.
No, I'm going to. He doesn't get out of his house.
Uber.
He's a veteran. We need to get him there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
He's never been to a battle in Barrie. He's a virgin.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll pop that cherry.
Let's make this. Let's make this happen.
Fuck, man, I love 2024 now. We can say whatever we want. This is great.
So what else do we need to know?
What do you want? What do we want to talk about? Do we want to talk about the drama from yesterday?
What's going on?
Okay, so
wait a second. Are you saying there's drama in your life?
Jesus, I'm 52. I don't even want to deal with this bullshit.
What?
Man. It's crazy. It's crazy. I haven't even been online forever because we've been trying to get this house built and a couple other things. And so what happened was yesterday I got my third phone call Okay, let's back it up. Let's back it up. Everybody knows we tried to go out into New York and expand Donnybrook. We went out there with a guy, Don Walton. We gave him $10,000 cash money, $2,000 in gear, money for advertise. We paid for advertising. We bought a cage. We brought it out there, or he came here, got the cage, brought it out there, so he would have. We could do that for our Donnybrook shows out there because they need a 2-door cage. Yada yada yada. Well, lo and behold, Don was not supposed to make any decisions without us. We are the mother company. Well, Don decided, Don's, I don't know whether it's his ego or whatever it was, but once Don, because Don couldn't figure out how to do a show. He had no resources, didn't even know how to start from step one. So we walked him through it. We gave him all of our intellectual property, our fighter database, as he smiles at us, tells us he loves us. And the whole time in the back of his mind, he was never going to do that. What he was going to do is he wanted his own thing, but he needed somebody else to show him how to do it. So he stole everything that we had, changed the name of it, blocked us, ignored us, then tried to sell our cage. I got a call yesterday. That was the third phone call yesterday saying he was trying to sell our cage. So I made a post because we had to call the Vermont State Police and report it stolen so he couldn't sell it. So he... We had to call. We called the Vermont State Police. We went through all of the routes. We did a public service announcement. Please do not buy this. Do not buy this cage. I wasn't nice about it. At this point, I'm not being nice about it anymore. That was a huge, huge loss for our family. We're a small business, and to take a huge monetary hit like that so somebody else could expand their own brand and use our money to buy new cages, go on vacation, and not pay us. The whole time, he's had our money in our cage for almost a year and gave us $1,600. So, say whatever you want. I don't care what he tells people on his end. I don't care. That talking about crackhead energy and making stupid comment. I went through this before already. And the thing is as long as we're honest about it, all of he's a compulsive liar, and it's going to come out. Everything always come out, and we keep it on the real. So I have no problem with any of this. And so we had to report the cage stolen yesterday. We had to call the Vermont State Police. We sent him messages. We sent him emails. He blocked us on everything. So yesterday I did that post. Well, that riled him up. That we finally got a reaction. Hey, there you are, Don. You haven't talked to us for months, have you? But all of a sudden you want to unblock me to make a comment on my fucking post now? Stop being a scumbag. Pick up your phone. So he doesn't want to do that, didn't want to negotiate anything, just ignored us, thinks that we're going to take it in the ass, just lose over $15,000 of our own money. Well, he goes on, whatever, a buying spree, whatever he's doing. I don't care. But so the Vermont State Police called him yesterday and said, hey, this is rental theft. And because it's over a certain amount of money, it's now a felony. It's not a misdemeanor. Don had a change of heart, sent us an email. He wants to bring the cage back. His whole thing was, come and get it. And when you're on your way, I'll tell you where it is. That was the only email we got from him. It was like, no. When you rent a car from somebody, do you fucking put it in your garage and say, come get it, and when you're on your way, I'll let you know where it is? No, you get charged with it. It's theft. It's a theft of services. It's an actual law. So in order to protect ourselves and make sure that the cage didn't get sold, because that's our cage, we rent it out. It's $2,500 to rent that cage out. So those 3 shows that he had our cage was $7,500 on top of the money he already has from us. So hey man, it's awesome that you're growing with our fucking money.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was the drama. And I have no problem putting it out there. And it's funny because he has us blocked, and then he goes online and he's trying to explain these guys are liars. Don't believe what you hear. But the problem is, Donald, because I know you're watching this because it drives you fucking nuts. you're a liar. And we've proven it over and over and over again. I know the dirtiest parts and your dirtiest secrets, Don. And they're going to start coming out every day. Every day. You thought he had to put a restraining order on Andre Dickerson. He called the police, went to court, and put a restraining order on him because something happened that was inside of his gym with these girls, and Andre went on over and over and over and over again with him. So he freaked out so bad that he put a restraining order on the guy. I told him, I was like, why don't you go confront him or something? Nope. So without knowing where the cage was, his girlfriend's like, these guys act so tough and tell us to be scared. I've never threatened Don, never said we were going to go out there. What do you think? You think we're going to, how would I get my cage back? You want me to go out and car bomb him or something? Get the fuck out of here. We're adults. We're 50 years old. I'm 52 years old. It's really easy. You pick up a phone, say, hey, how are we working this out? You don't act like a toddler and ignore everybody. That's not how, especially when we're talking about that kind of money. That was our brand. That was our company. That's our business. We brought that to New York. That was not Don. That was not Don at all. Don has trouble wiping his own ass. He has to have somebody to do that for him.
I remember when you made the announcement that you're partnering up.
Yep. Oh, you mean the video contract? Yeah.
I remember all that.
Yeah. Everybody does. Because I'm very public about it.
Yeah.
I'm a promoter. So that's how we also cover our ass because everything is, once it goes out online, it's there. It's a public record. So I'm not stupid. I've been in this business for a while and I'm not going to get burned again like that.
Yeah.
And so we're going to use every resource. He can either call us, sit down and negotiate this deal, or he can continue to fight this battle and look like he's burning every bridge he can. So, I love them guys too, the ones that smile at you and you just think they're the nicest guy. I've been burned like that before. Ricky Randall was another one that got me for a lot of money, and same thing. I let him live in my house and we took care of him, and yep, he was another one that skated with a bunch of shit. So I think I don't want to change as a person because I don't mind helping people. I feel good. It makes me feel good to help people. I enjoy that feeling to help people. So I'm not going to change who I am. I'm still going to help people. If I have the resources to help people, I will 100% help people. But I'm learning how to cover my ass at this point.
Yeah.
So that's the life lesson that I'm learning, is covering my own ass.
You think Gamma can smell this stuff from a mile away?
Who's Gamma for what? What are you talking
Well,
about?
just that when they're involved with promotions, that they know who's legit, who they're dealing with.
So we use ISKA. We are using ISKA. We will not use Gamma.
I thought you had.
We used to use Gamma.
You've had Gamma every time.
Gamma's involved with the whole situation in New York. We switched to ISKA.
Oh.
So we're just I don't want to be involved with people playing both sides or anything like that. I want to sanction. We want a sanctioning body that comes in and just does sanctioning. That's their job. Stick to your job. Just do your job, and that's all we need to do.
Yeah.
We go to fights all over. We go to New Hampshire Combat FC. We go to Combat Zone, who is owned by UFC fighter Calvin Cater. They have Kevin McDonald. They have all these people. We go down there. Such a huge difference. Just they go, they do their sanctioning. I can't be, because of this legal process, we can't have people being in the middle of this process. I don't want to be, we're not playing both sides of this. So I'm not going to get any further into them at all. They know. We don't. We're very happy right now with ISKA, Joe Wall, and the crew that they're bringing. And that's all I'm going to say.
That's good. That's good. Closing out this morning.
Yeah.
I see that 4 people are under arrest in L.A. for attempted insurance fraud by saying that a bear damaged their cars. Instead, it was a person in a bear costume. We can't even make stuff up like this.
So
the suspects said that that a bear got their 2010 Rolls Royce and damaged
Owned by Robert Kennedy?
and damaged their interior, giving video of the incident.
That's a Robert Kennedy story right there.
The Department of Insurance reviewed the footage, saying that they knew right away that it was actually a human being in a bear costume. Upon investigating, the department found that 2 other claims had been filed to different insurance companies with the same location and date.
Oh, my God.
The search warrant was executed. Officials found the bear costume in the suspect's home. Claims they were paid a total of $140,000.
Bro, check this out. So when I was in the Army,
wow.
When I first got out of 10th Mountain, I went over, I was at the guard unit, the mountain unit up in Jericho. Well, up there they have the Triathlon Olympic Training Center, and all of the guys that are on the triathlon team are actually in the military. And so that's what they do. That's their job. They do shooting, biking, running, marathons, and everything else. But what I'm getting to is their cohorts that do mountain climbing and the extreme sports and stuff like that live out in California. Well, how do you do that without a job? In California, they were going from county to county and filling out for welfare. They were getting like 6 or 7 different welfare checks from post office boxes all over California so that they could do their extreme sports over. I was like, really? I don't know if they can still do that to this day, but this was back in the fraud was so easy when it came to welfare and shit like that. Especially in big cities. It's so easy to get away with because there's just so much of it. They expect it.
Yeah. Exactly.
They're like, we're going to figure in there's going to be 30% fraud. Like the stimulus and everything that they came out. That same thing. They're like, there's 30%. We'll just wash that away.
Yeah.
Because it costs too much money to chase it.
Closing out this morning, I want to say a big shout out to the finest, one of the finest businesses here in Central Vermont, Optical Expressions. And when it comes to vision care, I mean, I think
that's where I get my glasses.
That's
I just broke them.
That's what I'm wearing right now, Optical Expressions. You
Ray
just broke
Bond.
yours?
Yes.
You need to get over there and see Mark Liepert.
I do, but they're expensive. And
you got to do it.
I'm using my readers.
Let's see them. Oh, those look like shit.
I look like what? I look very sophisticated with these.
No, you don't.
Like I know something, and I don't until I put these on, and I stay at a Comfort Inn.
Vision care used to mean expensive frames with every annual exam, but Optical Expressions is giving you an opportunity to get the eye care and the eyewear that you need at an affordable price. All this month, Rex.
Bro.
You can take advantage of the deals on frames. Get a free frame.
Ooh.
Free frame with the purchase of your second frame. Must be the same prescription and in-stock frames only. Optical Expressions is making it easy for everyone to get new eyewear during the month of November. And look for more deals after Thanksgiving, too, when they help you get into the holidays as well. Optical Expressions. Thoughtful, friendly eye care professionals. They care how you see the world and how the world sees you.
Right.
And frankly, a lot of women, when they see me in these glasses, are like, wow, that guy is so hot.
So obviously they're not wearing their glasses. Maybe they should be over at Vision Pro. That's a good case for Vision Pro. If you have any ladies that are saying that JD is hot, they obviously need to head up the Vision Pro over here and have an eye test.
Optical Expressions.
Optical Expressions. My bad.
In the Optical Expressions, Rex,
it only takes like 10 minutes. They'll do an eye exam, and you'll realize why you thought JD Green was hot.
You're pissing me off. I'm going to put you in a chokehold. 4th floor of the Blanchard Block. Yeah, right across from the Barrie Opera House. Quality eye care that you can see.
Ladies, start looking at JD through a real lens. Hey, are we going to do this every Friday? I would love to troll you every Friday morning. We should do this. I just troll the shit out of you. We'll make fun of each other.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Let's do it.
Talk politics, talk fucking.
No, we're not talking politics.
I don't want to talk politics. I'm so fed up with
I
politics.
don't
I'm
wanna
so
talk
glad
about
it's
politics.
finally over.
I don't want to talk about politics.
It's so divisive.
I don't want to talk about. I am not going to talk about politics.
No, there's too many. There's so much other shit we can just troll people about.
I'm not going to talk about how a couple of city councilors.
Oh no, I'm not getting into this. I am not doing this. I am so trying to repair my relationship with the city right now, and it's been with the transition with Jeff Bergeron leaving, then Rick Taft leaving. So it's with the new people trying to build that relationship back up with them.
Yeah.
You know, we've had a long relationship with the auditorium, and there's a lot of new people, and you know me, I can come across as a prick. I don't mean to.
Yeah.
But I come across some people I just rub the wrong way. As soon as I open my mouth, they hate me.
Sure.
So I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to really build that relationship with everybody and I keep this going on in the city of Barrie. I don't want to burn any bridges.
Yeah, no, I
or
understand.
piss anybody off, and then we have to move out of town with our little show and all that shit.
I get
because we bring. I mean, for those of you that don't know, there's the fighters. There's probably 200 people that come just with the fighters that go to the hotel rooms. They walk around here. They're going to our restaurants. They're here for 4 days.
Yeah.
You know, people like Glover Teixeira comes up here. Alex Pereira. Sean Schuber's down there with his down at the burger place having pictures taken. So we try. You know, I don't want to lose that here in our town.
Yeah.
I really don't. So we're
high respect.
I'm not gonna bash the city. I'm gonna.
And listen,
they're trying. They're doing whatever and you know what?
They are.
You know what? You know what I'm starting to do? It's none of my fucking business. I don't live in Barrie.
Oh, is that what you're going to say?
None
You're
of
going to
my-
have a T-shirt that says that?
Yes. None of my fucking business. I don't live in Barrie. So, but I do live in Williamstown, so I will absolutely troll the Williamstown board and about the great hot dog caper. We can talk about that stupid shit. Every
Such a
Friday,
great
let's talk about
story.
stupid shit.
That was such a great story.
I know. You got to love it when your little town makes the front page about stealing hot dogs from the from the fire department and went illegally to the rec department. Can you imagine having that much anxiety and anger over a box of hot dogs?
I can't remember where I played the audio on the air of that call, and
That's
I
to
can't-
this day.
I can't. I don't know where it is, but
To this day, you can't.
I
live
know
that
you
down.
can't make that stuff up.
The Williamstown board is great for drama. I mean, that's easy. We could just do that. There's so much drama
Listen,
all the time with the Williamstown board. It's great.
I will though. Listen. You know I love this city, and you
Yes,
know how much I
know.
love this city.
We both do, man. Dude, I grew up here. They named the city. The city here was because of my great grandfather fought a 27 round bare knuckle fight in the Bond Farm. My uncles fought. My grandfather, my uncles, they were all blacksmiths on the Bond Farm. They were all ranch hands and farmers and blacksmiths up there. My great grandfather. What they did is they picked 2 blacksmiths. They had a big city meeting. And it turned into a public brawl. It turned into a Donnybrook out into the streets. So they said, hey, we can't have the whole town fighting. One side pick a blacksmith. The other side pick a blacksmith. Those 2 are going to fight for 27. We're going to fight in a bare knuckle fight until we figure out how this name is going to come out. So instead of the whole town having a civil war, they picked 2 of the baddest dudes. And they bare knuckle fought inside of that. That's how deep my roots run here.
And Mr. Barry won.
His name was not Barry.
What was it?
And he was a guy out of Massachusetts, I believe.
So you're saying that?
No, it was that group got to name it Barry.
Okay.
So it wasn't
Okay.
going to be named Tom. I don't believe it was going to be named Thompson, but it was just that group. They won. It was his guy that won. Could you imagine that if all politics were settled that way? That would be great. We have a gym. We have a cage. We have a boxing ring. We should do that. Stop sending soldiers. Stop. Yes. Let's stop fighting amongst us. How about your politician, your favorite politician picks his fighter. That politician picks his favorite fighter. And they duke it out, and whoever wins, that's the policy that wins. Or we could keep having Donnybrooks.
I just want to say this morning, and I'll
I miss coming here.
Oh, I miss you. You smell just delicious. By
I
the way.
farted.
I just want to say this morning
It's the air freshener I put in my underwear.
that Jason Fleury
Yeah, the cop, little redhead guy.
has been little redhead guy. He put you in a chokehold.
Soulless ginger.
Is such a great guy and
He
has
is.
been doing Christmas for kids here
No shit.
in Barrie for a million years.
I did not know that. Why doesn't he come up to our show and ask for donations because it's December? We used to have the Marines would come up and put a box up there. I'd much rather do a local guy that's giving it away to local people. That's why when we do our raffles, we do it for Granite City because we know where that money's going. It's going directly to help a disadvantaged kid or an abused mother or an abused child. That money pays for those people to get lessons and not be a victim anymore. That's why our company does that here. We want local people. If Jason Fleury contacts me or if you have a contact, I would 100% have him at our show asking for donations. We would blast that out there.
I'm sure our listeners this morning will make sure that Jason Fleury sees this episode with.
I like Jason. I've known Jason. He used to come to our shows, but Barrie City's such short staff right now. They can't do the security at our shows, so we have to bring in the Windsor Police right now.
All right.
They're just super short staffed.
Jason,
Sounds like they need to hire some people. Like if you're looking for a job.
Jason's been doing Christmas for kids right here in the Granite City for a very, 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 very long time.
That's because he is constantly in the ditches with these people. He gets to see it firsthand.
Yeah.
You know, he probably has a lot more compassion than a lot of people that don't get to see this stuff.
He is just a marvelous human being.
Yep.
The kids up at Barrie City love him. I mean, everyone loves him. He's just a great guy. He's good through the bone.
Yep.
It was just suggested that maybe the name Christmas for Kids get changed to December Gifts for Kids so that we can take the word Christmas out for those who don't for the kids who don't celebrate Christmas.
You know this is over. We know who won the election. There's no more changing names. There's no more of this shit. Like, no. It's
Your face
done.
is getting red right now.
It's done. Like,
Face is getting red.
basically, you could tell everybody to fuck off at this point. Like, no.
It's called.
I gotta watch my. I gotta
it's
stop.
Called
I gotta stop. I'm not
Christmas
gonna-
for Kids. It will always be called Christmas for Kids. For those who celebrate Christmas and for those who don't.
It's over.
All kids
It's over.
can
The
get a
nation
gift.
voted for this. It's over. It's over. I don't know what to say. It's done.
We're not changing the name of Christmas for Kids.
You're going to see a lot of changes, but it ain't going to be those changes. And whether you think it's good or bad, I'm not going to comment on that. I'm just going to say there's probably going to be a lot of changes, and those aren't going to be the changes. And I haven't been on Facebook since the election.
I need to take my blood pressure medicine right now.
There has been such
right now!
What a great break just to be off Facebook for that time. Hey, you know what I really like seeing? I drove down through Barrie, and the best thing that I saw was a cop foot patrol. I was so happy to see that back. We've needed that back.
Yeah.
Just that presence alone was great to fucking see.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That was...
Seen it too. Right here, right?
I really...
Passing right in front of the studio.
Yes, I honk, I wave every single time. I'm not, most people know I'm not a huge fan of cops, but I know they have a job, and I like that they're being part of the community, and that's how they're policing it, is by being part of the community.
Yes.
Because when you're not part of the community, you just seem like a Nazi dictator. Like, these are my fucking rules, and the only time I have contact with you is when something wrong is going on. You want to punish me. So having that contact outside of it is great for the community.
Yeah.
Getting to know people, but being a hermit and never being out there except to bust you
Yeah.
gives it just puts a bad taste in people's mouth.
Yeah.
Let people know who you are.
Yeah.
We understand you have a job.
Like Henry Bebo did. He just let everyone know, I'm here.
Yeah, Henry Bebo definitely let people know. That was not the example I was looking for, but and most of the young guys, only the old people will know who Henry is.
Yes, right.
Yes.
Thanks for coming in,
the
Rex.
old school. That's the old school shit. Next Friday we can do this again or
Yeah,
what?
let's do it.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot, but I did stay at the Comfort Inn up in Berlin last night.